Hi everyone, the Mature Simmer here. So, I'm going to go ahead and start a new series here on the Ferme Beyleron map. So, we're here on the farm. We've had our family tell us about this great place and let us know that they had a setup here to utilize if we wanted. So we went ahead and said sure. It'd be great to be in France and work on a farm. So we're certainly not in a position that we're hurting for really much of anything. The intent here is just work this farm, become part of the community, and become productive is what the hope is that I have. So we've got a good amount of money in the bank. We've got a lot of things going for us here. Greenhouses. We've got a lot of animal sheds ready to go. They're all empty. This was basically built up and then they were just looking for someone to run it, and I decided to take them up on the offer. So we've got 3 fields that we own right now, plus the area where we've built up. My understanding is it used to be a field in town before things kind of exploded, because part of what introduced the family to the area of Haut Beyleron was that it was growing a lot, and so we've had a lot of new businesses move in. If we look back at the map, there's businesses around the pond now that weren't there before. There's some new businesses down here at the south end of town near our area, and some of the decision was made also by the family to invest in some of those productions, and so we do own some productions already. So we've got the sugar mill, oil mill, cereal factory, the tailor shop. The 4 greenhouses are the ones that, or the 3 greenhouses are the ones we're looking at here. And then we also have the ability to make our own seeds and to do some things with stones off the field, and create some lime and so forth. So we've got a lot going for us, and I'm pretty excited to get moving along and see where this all takes us. So stepping out of the role play a little bit, the way this map is set up by the creator is the starting equipment on the farm is the same starting equipment you get with the base game map as it comes from Giants. So even though the farm is large in scale and built up, there's been no changes to that. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I want to get the greenhouses producing some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get a water tanker so that we can transport some water. So let me take a look here. Not sure if it'll be under animal care. That's 2,000. Let's see. We can do 8,000. $32,000. Again, we've got a good amount of money. Let me see what's on sale and make sure there's nothing we want in there. This is semi-tempting, as is the planter. Because otherwise we're going to have some small equipment and it's going to take us a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and actually pick this up since it's on sale. That's kind of an unplanned purchase, but we'll go ahead and do that. I don't know that I want to worry about a planter right now. And then let me do what I was initially going in for, which is the water. Alright, so this one requires a truck. We don't have a truck. So let's see. That's 7,300. That's 8,000, but the difference is this will also haul milk. And other liquid items. I don't know, it's going to be a while till we have cows and stuff, so while I'd like to be forward thinking and so forth, I think that's maybe going beyond what we need, so we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the tractor, and we'll head on over to the shop and pick that up. Whoops. Yep, not a good start in town. Running into the locals already. I'm sure they're thrilled to have me here. I'm headed the wrong way. But I'll write that off to being lost as well. So hopefully we won't have someone coming up behind us, but we'll take a look if we do. Because yeah, the store is north of the yard here. I do know that. So yeah, we're starting out here in summer. I do have seasons turned on. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we've got a couple fields of wheat, I think, in at this point. I know we have the one we can harvest. I think I'm going to go ahead and get us some chickens to start right away, since we're able to do things like that. And you know, we can feed them the wheat and they don't require a whole lot more. I'm going to leave this seeder here at the shop until we determine what we're going to need it for, what the first job will be. But like I said, I didn't want to pass up the opportunity with something on sale that we ultimately will need, because my goal is to certainly expand across town as much as I can to go ahead and increase our holdings. And so as I get some larger fields, and even with the fields we have, you know, it's always best. The faster we can get work done, the faster we can make some progress. Alright, and I think I have a well on the farm itself where I should be able to get some water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm not sure if we're charged for that or not, so let's take a look. It looks like we are, so I'll go ahead and fill up this time. We'll see how much it costs us, but I may look for an alternative water supply. Banks to the river are a bit steep, so I really can't get down there. That would normally be my preference. So $730, it's not terrible. But let me go and get these greenhouses topped up with water, and let's see, I'm not even sure how much they're going to take. So it's going to be interesting. Because yeah, if I need to fill, if I need a full tank for each one, that can get expensive quickly. But you gotta spend money to make money, right? And we're at least lucky enough that we have that option. Alright, so we can start filling. Wow. It may take the entire amount. It is a large greenhouse, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Let me see if I can get any information here. I don't know if this is this first one. Oh wow, they take a lot of water. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to find if I have an option. Let me go look around a bit and scout. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, well I didn't need to go far. Silly me. I realized as I walked out of the yard, I've got a pond right here, so the benefit will be, you know, having this small trailer. I think I'll be able to get in there. And if I can, that's going to give me an alternative source. So it may turn into just trying to use the other one if I don't want to fight with trying to squeeze in here. But definitely it should be possible. It's going to be tight to get in here. Let's see. Yeah, I can't fill yet, so I'm going to have to... I think I'm going to actually have to get into the water. So yeah, this is not going to be an easy thing, and with only 7,300 gallons, it's a good amount of effort, but to fill those greenhouses is going to take a bit. Alright, so I'm actually able, I might have been filling a bit before that, so I think I'm okay. But, oops, let's not hit our second neighbor. So yeah, this is going to take a bit of time here, so I'm going to go ahead and at least get each of these some water. I'm not quite sure that I'm going to go ahead, you know, because it's already 9 in the morning, and I want to get some other work done on the farm here. But if I can, I'm going to try to top this up across the greenhouses, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I've got all the greenhouses topped off. I'm going to go ahead and leave the trailer here. So let me get them producing. I've got the one running at the far end making tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead, and this one will activate to strawberries, and I've got just a worker going ahead and you know, the market's just kind of coming and collecting the produce at this point so that we can just keep things moving along. So I'll have this one do lettuce. So it looks like that one's going to take a good amount of water, but we'll just get everything closed up so that everything grows well. We don't lose any energy. Alright, so our tomatoes, which have been going for a bit, are starting to sprout. You can see we've got 39 liters of tomatoes. We've already got a liter of lettuce. Let me turn off the tractor here. And, well, we've already got 11 liters of strawberries. So, let me head on over here. Oh, it's good we've got some more sheds as we expand equipment. So let me head over here. I think this is our chicken location. It is. So I think we'll get, oh, are we not able to? Oh, okay, we have to select them. I was thinking, like, are we not able to? Okay, so we can buy 60 at a time. So 3,000. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll oh, will it not let us buy more than? Interesting. Alright, so I guess we'll buy some young chickens too. Now I don't need 60 roosters. So we'll do 5 roosters. Let's see. So if I select these, does it just not let me? I guess it doesn't. I was going to get like 180 chickens, but looks like that's not an option. So we've got 125 of those running around, which is great. And so we need some sort of grain. So wheat, barley, or sorghum. And so these 6-month-old chickens will be able to reproduce. I'm trying to see, can we have someone come get the eggs too? It doesn't look like it. How'd you get out here? I guess as long as he stays nearby, should be okay. Alright, is there some sort of a sell point? There is, if I can get in there. Why can it? Oh, there we go. I just guess I need to look at the right place. Let's see. So it looks like that's just the thermostat. Well, it's just letting us open the door if we wanted to, I guess. There we go. So yeah, it's just the control gauges, but it doesn't look like it's going to let me. It's hard to get in and out of those buildings, I will say. Alright, I think this is for sheep. But right now, I think we'll be happy with our chickens. So let's go ahead and get into our harvester. Go ahead and harvest the grain so that we can feed our chickens, and that may end up being all we have time for on the farm today. So I've come ahead to our workshop and I'm putting GPS on our harvester. And I'll likely be doing that on the tractors as well over time, so that we can be more effective in the work on the fields. There's not really a reason, again, if we were strapped for cash, you know, maybe if we were strapped for cash, maybe we'd go ahead and worry about saving a little bit of money. Sorry about that. I had a sneeze coming on, so... but, yeah, we'd go ahead and save a little bit of money in that case, I think, but there's really not a reason to worry about that at this point, given that we've started with a good bank account. So we definitely want to take advantage of that. Alright, we've got enough room here on this end, I think. We might have some trouble by the barn, but I think we're okay with being able to turn around here. And this is a bit of a longer edge of the field, so I definitely want to go this way if I can. That is the width, but that seems... does not seem to be right. It isn't right. Why is that width? Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to work if I do that, so I'm going to have to figure out why the GPS thinks this is as wide as it is. Interesting. I'm wondering if there's some issue with the implements in some way. Alright, so let me subtract that. I'm going to have to kind of manually do this. So that should be pretty accurate, I think. We'll see. The proof will be when we come down the other way. If we have any issues. I guess I wasn't going to drop straw, but it is doing that. So I may go ahead and make the investment in a baler and start collecting some stuff up, because we obviously do have the animal barns. So the sooner we can start preparing for the animals, the better. So I do need to be careful, because I don't want to damage my neighbor's field. So I think I'm actually going to cut a headland here, or at least if we want to call it a headland. I mean, that's technically what it is, but I don't want to destroy their crops. So that would be, again, a bad way to introduce myself to the community. I've already run into someone's car this morning. I'm sure that's getting around town. So the last thing I want to do is get known as the clumsy farmer that moved in. But yeah, if we go ahead and do this, I can bale up the straw, and then I can, or I can collect it up, I suppose. So I can maybe just get a forage wagon and not necessarily have to bale. Just not sure how much I need of each of those type of things, as I've not been raising all kinds of animals regularly. I've done chickens pretty frequently, but those I'm familiar with, and they're easy. You just feed them grain and collect the eggs and make money. But it's a little more of a challenge on the other animals. Because I know ultimately for cows, I think we want TMR. I think I'm okay at this point. So this is my field, and it's empty for now, so we'll go ahead and... Now I should have enough room to maneuver. I may turn out to cut the headland on the other side too. But let me go ahead and get this field on time lapse as I get through it, and then we'll collect up the grain at the end and see where we're at as far as time. So I'll see you in a bit. Here we are, finishing up the field. So it's not been too bad. It's taken us a few hours to get this work done. We've got one load of grain in the silo, which I think we'll be okay with. I'm going to go ahead and take this load of grain. I guess I'll go ahead and get that little bit. I had one other part in the field. Maybe just, since I'm going ahead and doing things here, I'll go grab that one too. It's right here. So I've got to head that way anyway. Somehow this one little stalk was left, so that gave us another leader. Every little bit helps. So, but I'll go ahead and I'll get this off the field here, because we're going to need to gather this straw at some point. And I'll probably do that next time, although I'll take a look here. Let me turn this off. I think I can park the harvester in here. If not, we'll go across the street. We've got that large shed over there with the solar panels on it that helps us generate some electricity and also brings in a little bit of income to the farm. But there we go. Almost like the shed was made for it. Which to some degree I'm sure it probably was. Alright, so let me get back over here to the trailer and the tractor, and let's go get this grain over to our chickens. And then My challenge is going to be, let me see what my tip point is here. So it's the grain door, left side. I think we're going to want the right side. Well, no, actually we might want the back, because I think we need to go to the tip point here to feed them. Well, that is not how I expected that trailer to work. I did not realize it was a loose connection like that. So, let me try this. That should work. I wasn't sure if I was going to catch my wheels on it or not, but at this point, the tip point to the right might be better. Yep. Alright. So we'll do that. That should put 3,700 liters in. I'm assuming they will take it all. But let's see how full that gets us, because we may want to go ahead and grab this other grain. Yeah, at this point, it's not like I'm in need of selling the grain. So I'll go ahead and grab that grain and bring that over so that we at least have the chickens topped up, because we want to get them producing eggs as quick as possible, so that we can get some benefit from having them on the farm. Alright, so the trailer holds 8,000 liters, so that's why we have 8,000 in here, because we had a full trailer and moved it over and then knew we could get the field done. But yeah, unlike a situation where we might be kind of a struggling farmer in the beginning, we're in a good shape financially, so it's best to just do what we need to make sure the farm is moving along, as opposed to taking more time to try to sell the grain or so forth. I mean, we certainly will do that if it makes sense, but at this point it's more important to make sure that they don't run out of food and we don't have another field that is ready to harvest or will be ready to harvest, so I want to give them as much as I can. Alright, so they didn't take it all, but they took a good amount. So 9,000 liters to fill it up. We are currently, it's not showing us, but yeah, we have 60, 60, and 5. It's not giving us a total count of animals here. Just wasn't sure if somehow things were moving along quickly and we already had more, but not sure what the pace of new chickens is. I mean, we are on the same, in the same month, so that would be a little quick. It would be a lot quick. But that doesn't mean that's not how it's designed, so. Interesting. So, at the tip point to the right, I thought pulling in the way I did, it would trigger it, but it didn't, so we'll go to the back tip point again. Alright, so we have a little bit of grain in storage. We've got some fields that need some care, which we're not going to be able to do much with today. But let's take a look and see what our plan might be. I also don't know, since it doesn't appear that I can back in. I don't know, maybe if I have it perfectly straight, it will work. But it seems like trying to back this trailer up just isn't really workable. Yeah, it really isn't. So I guess we'll go ahead and I'll either come in the side, which I think I can do. Yeah, I'll try that. So definitely this trailer, the stall right here on the edge is going to be for this trailer, because otherwise I can't really get it under cover, but it is a trailer, so it's not like we need it undercover. But it's certainly not going to be as nice as it was before. But it's there. Alright, so let's take a look. So we could plant some crops upcoming. We can get some wheat and barley in if we want. Yeah, we're not necessarily going to grow, although we might do a grass field at some point when we have cows, but that's for the future. So I can throw some more wheat in. I do think the state of our fields Alright, well, they all technically need plowing. But other than that, they need lime. So I need to cover that. So I will probably do some of that work next episode. And then I still have time to plant. So even if we go into tomorrow, so the benefit we have is, once again, because we don't have on our owned equipment, we don't even have a spreader. We do have some seeders, and we may go ahead and, yeah, at this point I don't need this one. So I'm going to go ahead and sell that immediately, which is going to get us some of the purchase price back. So we've got the larger seeder. So that will move us along. I'm going to have to see what my plow options are, because both my plow and my cultivator are pretty small. And so I'm looking to, again, be as effective as I can be on the farm, and we have the benefit of having some money. So I'll see what I can find, and we'll likely pick those up. Alright, so let's see what options we have in the store. And it's important for me to understand. So my largest tractor is 190 horsepower. So unless I really want to splurge and get myself a bigger tractor, at this point I want to limit myself there. So yeah, that is what I've been looking for. So although that needs 320, that needs 100, that needs... Okay, and at this point, I think our current plow is only 2.5 meters. So I'm going to go ahead and sell that, because that also is one that requires us to turn. Oops. So let me go ahead. I think I'm going to go with the chisel plow that's 5.7. actually that one, okay, that one's smaller and requires more horsepower. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. So we can make it green. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. Just make sure nothing else has showed up. This is, okay, a windrower, which we will need at some point. Yeah, I'm going to take advantage again since I have the money. I'm going to buy things as they come up on sale that we'll need at some point. Oh, is this a forage? No, this is just a trailer. But this will transport anything. Just not sure how long I'm gonna need. I don't have any huge fields, so I don't really need that capacity. So I don't think I need that. Alright, so we've got a seeder. We've got that. We've still got a small cultivator. Let's see what options we've got on the cultivator side, since there's nothing for sale there. Alright, 3 meters, that's our current one. 2.5, 4 meters, 5. Here we go. We've got some that are a little bit bigger, 5.5. That goes up to 8. But that requires 320 horsepower. Yeah, to do some of these larger ones, I'm going to need a bigger tractor. I don't know that I have a choice. It's like, am I making poor choices because I'm just not willing to invest? I guess let's see what we've got. I mean, a Fent is always a nice option. Alright, so let me see. This will be a big splurge for us, but so if I max that out, definitely use GPS. I just don't know if the smart play is to wait for one of these to go on sale is really what I should do. Well, let me see. This New Holland is a good size. It's not as large, but it's probably large enough for what we need. Yeah, I think that's the largest we can go is 435. Yeah, let's do that. There we go. That's much more effective. And that opens up a lot of possibilities for us. So yeah, now I'm second guessing my plow choice because now this makes more sense, given that I can get it in a 9-meter width. So I'm going to do that now that I have a tractor that'll pull it, and then we'll just sell back the one that we bought. Unfortunately, yeah, we lost a little bit of money because of that, but that's alright. I'm being a little sloppy with my money, so I definitely want to be careful. Okay, and then the last piece is if I go to a cultivator, I don't need anything ridiculous, because again, it's not as if the fields are that big. And that's interesting. This one, is it plant too? I don't understand what I'm seeing there. It almost looks like it'll do some crops, because yeah, it does take seeds. Again, I don't know that I need anything like that. Yeah, 12 meters is almost too big. 14, 15, and 8. Wow, 18. Alright, well, let me see. I don't need that right now. I'm going to need a spreader, though. Alright, that has a huge working with, but that doesn't do lime. So it's a capacity difference here. It's always better to just have the capacity to do what we need. We want the largest spreading capability. I'm going to put narrow tires on it, and that way, if I need to run through a field later that's already growing, I can do that without destroying it. Alright, that's enough spending of money today, that's for sure. I'm still going to need a wagon to pick up that straw, but right now my bigger need is to get my fields going. So again, if I need a cultivator, I'm going to do something, so I'll get rid of that. Alright, so I think at this point we're going to call it a day for this episode, and we'll pick up the rest next time. Now, you know what? I don't need all these tractors. So let's see. Logically, I'd want to keep the one with more horsepower because it's going to give me more options. So I'm going to go ahead and sell the Massey. That'll give us some money back too. Alright, so I think we're good at this point. And we'll pick this up, and I will see you next time.